Hello and good morning, my Wildcat Wonders. Happy Monday. I hope you all had an amazing weekend and that you enjoyed the awesome weather that we had and just spend time with your families. I want to welcome you to another week of distance learning. Today is April the 20th, 2020, and this marks our second to last week of e-learning. And remember, on that very last week, we have 3 weeks left. The very last week will be an amazing week that the specials will take the lead. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen that week. But I don't know all the details, and I want to leave a little surprise for you. So for today, let's get right into your schedule, and then I have a tiny mini lesson for math that I want to teach you in this video, so stay tuned for that. So let's start off with math now. So this week, you're going to start a new topic in statistics, which is probability. Probability is one of my favorite units to teach, especially at the end of the year for 5th grade. It's actually a 6th grade standard, so you guys are continuing to move on past 5th grade topics. With probability, we're going to be working with finding a sample space. Don't worry, you'll find out what that means, by using a tree diagram. And we're also going to review the words and the phrases that you've probably heard before in other grades, such as certainty, and the possibility of being likely and unlikely outcomes and things like that. So let's talk quickly about sample space and tree diagrams. So here I have an example of a tree diagram for you. We are going to be using Davey and his birthday party as an example for you to get used to this idea. So let's say, for example, Davey has been waiting all year long for his birthday, and it is coming up, and he's talked to his parents, and they've given him some choices, and now Davey has to decide which one is the best. So the way he's going to do that is by creating a sample space. That's what this is here. And the way you get to your sample space is by making a tree diagram. The reason it's called a tree diagram is because off of each choice you have branches. So let's look at his choices. For food, his parents said we could do a hibachi, or we could order pizza. Then he has to pick a destination. He could pick bowling alley, or he could go to a trampoline park. And finally, for his present, he has wanted a guitar for a really long time, but then his next door neighbor got a hoverboard and he wants one of those too. His parents said, that's too expensive. You got to pick one. You can't have both. So he has to choose that as well. So the first thing he's going to do is take his first 2 choices. You really could go in any direction. You usually want to start with the least and go to the most, but because all of these are 2, you could use any of them to go first. But we're going to go in order. So the food. And when you make your tree diagram, you can use abbreviations so that you don't have to take up so much space and write so much. So H stands for hibachi, P stands for pizza. So he could choose hibachi or he could choose pizza. That's how you start off. Then off of each choice, your first choice, you put a branch for your second choices. So he could pick hibachi and go bowling, or he could pick hibachi and go to the trampoline park. Or he could pick pizza and go bowling, or pick pizza and go to the trampoline park. Then you continue to the next one. So you have branches for your last choice. So in this case, he could go hibachi, bowling, and get a guitar, or he could go to hibachi, to bowling and get a hoverboard, or he could go hibachi, trampoline park and get a guitar, or go to hibachi, trampoline park and get a hoverboard. So you see how this is working? And so the same thing would work for pizza. He could get pizza, so then your sample space is just listing out your options. So like I said, he could get hibachi, H, bowling, B, guitar, HBG. So as you can see, after you list out all the possible choices, or you can count the N here to see, he has 8 in his sample space. So that's how you create a sample space. So today you're going to be working with creating a sample space and working with the vocabulary. So there's your mini lesson on creating a sample space. So today you're going to watch a video on creating sample space and on the vocabulary for probability of likely, unlikely, and certain. And so I hope you have fun with that, and we will continue with probability for the week. For reading, my group, we're going to meet today at 10 o'clock to discuss chapters 8, 9, and 10, which is what you read last week. And then you will have a recording of chapter 11 to listen to and read today to do your work. You have 1 vocabulary word, which is furlong, and then you are going to work on just 3 comprehension questions for today. Miss Carrie Wright's group, you are going to continue reading Bud Not Buddy. I'm not sure exactly what chapter you're on, but you know, and I expect you to check in with her if you have any questions about that. For Bible, we are going to be cramming, like I said last week, to try to get in our last few lessons before the end of the school year. And because we're not going to be doing a lot on that last week of school, I had to bump up one of our lessons into this week. So we're going to be doing 2 lessons in 1 week. We're going to do lesson 31 and lesson 32 this week. It's not going to be too difficult, I think, because both lessons deal with Daniel, which is a very popular story that most people know. Most people know about Daniel and the lion's den and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and those things. So we're going to work on lesson 31 today, and then later in the week you'll work on lesson 32, and then we'll take the quiz on both of them at the end of the week. So make sure you check the videos on Daniel. I have a really cool one that kind of has an acting out piece that you can watch, and then you'll watch the video on lesson 31 that I created. So I'm going to be giving you a lot more information and answers in your workbook in my video so that you won't have to do as much since you're doing 2 lessons this week. Okay, for writing this week, Ms. Carrie Wright again you have one last writing assignment on the most memorable year you've had in elementary school. That's from pre-K to 5th grade. You pick a year, and then she wants you and I want you to use Foursquare method to write your paper so that you have a beautiful 5-paragraph essay that you can show off to your 6th grade teacher next year. And that paper will be due on April the 24th. For Wordly Wise this week, Ms. Carrie Wright would like for you to work on 14A and 14B today, and then later on in the week you'll be working on 14C and 14D. So make sure you are working on that and asking her any questions that you may have. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps it up for me today. I hope you all had fun with your work today, and I love you, and I pray that you have a blessed day, and always make it a great one. Bye.